Hey everybody, how's it going? Extreme Trends here. Superstitions are all around us. You can't walk on cracks in the pavement, see a magpie, or cross paths with a black cat without someone telling you that you need to be careful. Whether we like it or not, society is rife with ancient prophecies that warn you never to break a mirror or risk having bad luck for 7 years. It seems like there's almost nothing that isn't attached to an old wives' tale. Some of them make little to no sense at all and are downright weird. So let's take a look at the 10 of the strangest superstitions across the world. Number 10. Dogs see ghosts. Have you ever wondered why your dog stares into space or barks when there's absolutely nothing there? We convince ourselves that it's a shadow or a bug we just can't see. But according to Greeks, it's because they can actually see ghosts. It might sound a little odd, but a lot of ancient cultures hold very strong supernatural beliefs, with the afterlife being highly revered. It was commonly thought that loved ones who have passed on would come back to visit people, although they were supposed to remain in their own land and never cross to the land of the living. Many cultures believe that animals have a special ability to either see into the realm of the departed themselves or alert the living when a ghost is nearby. According to the ancient Greeks, once the soul has passed, they would cross over to the other side and pass by a 3-headed dog called Cerberus before going in front of 3 judges to give a comprehensive account for their lives. Number 9. Unlucky ladder. There's no secret that walking underneath the ladder is thought to give a person bad luck, but what you may not know is that it is actually reversible. So fear not, because we have a cure for you. Just find a dog. Yep, supposedly finding a lovable puppy and giving it a stroke on its back will magic all of your bad karma away. It's not all that simple though, as you have to keep your fingers crossed the entire time until you see a dog. If you're prone to taking a stroll when you're window cleaners visiting, then it may be worth taking a walk to your local pet store and buying a pup to keep nearby for those tricky bad luck situations. After all, who really wants to keep their fingers crossed when they have no idea when they're going to find a dog again? So you're better up keeping one close by just to be on the safe side, as it could be pretty rough if you don't. Number 8. Soul capturing mirrors. Many years ago, when cameras were first invented, people believed that every time you had your photo taken, a little bit of your soul would be taken away too. So bit by bit, you ended up with nothing left. So for that reason, some people actually avoid cameras like the Black Plague. The same goes for if you're looking into a mirror. Most of us look into a mirror or other reflective surfaces multiple times a day, some arguably more than others, but that's another story. Looking back at some of the most famous stories ever told, it's easy to see how highly held this particular superstition has held over the years. For example, the evil queen in Snow White uses a mirror for evil. In another case, mythology Narcissus was trapped by his own reflection, and perhaps the most infamous case, vampires are thought to not have a reflection as they are soulless beings. Other superstitions warn against carrying a mirror outside unless it is covered with something, as it will attract vampires. All of these superstitions really make you think, don't they? Number 7. Itchy palms. Having an itchy palm is said to mean a variety of things. Different cultures have different explanations for what sort of omen it holds. Generally speaking, if you have an itchy palm, then you're thought to be a very greedy person, or one who has an unrequited desire to earn copious amounts of money. Isn't that all of us? However, if you delve a little further into this old wives' tale, you'll find that some believe if your right palm is the itchy culprit, you're about to lose some serious cash, so don't place that bet. If it's your left one that itches though, then you could be about to receive some money, so best buy a lottery ticket. If both of your palms are constantly itching though, then you're probably best off going to the doctor, as it could be fungal and there's probably cream for that. Best to get it seen before it spreads any further, as that could get pretty nasty. Trust us, we know. Number 6. Unlucky cigarette. If you've ever lit a cigarette for a couple of friends on a night out, then you may want to pay close attention to this one. Not that we're recommending smoking, of course. Dating right back to the Crimean War in 1853 to World War I in 1914, it was widely thought by troops that lighting 3 cigarettes with the same match would result in an immediate death. While it sounds silly and impossible, there's actually a solid theory behind it. It was thought that by the time time the third cigarette was being lit, an enemy sniper would have the time to hone in on the soldier and be able to make the kill, instantly downing someone before they've even had their first puff. Although it has the potential to be true and is certainly believable given the harsh conditions on the fighting line, many thought that match tycoon Ivar Kruger had purposely spread the rumor to drum up business. If that is the case, then it proves that all is fair in love and war. Despicable marketing tactic, but also kind of genius. Number 5. Witch Windows. Cast your mind back to the great witch trials of the 1600s. In Salmon, Massachusetts, and across the United States, and even in some parts of Europe, hordes of women were being trialed and hung for witchcraft, often without any evidence at all. It may seem insane in this day and age to think of such things going on, but people truly believe that witches exist and lived among their communities. The fear of being cursed or visited by a witch in your home was so strong that it even altered the way that houses were built in some areas. Rather than putting in a normal square windows, builders opted for slanted windows. The reason being is that supposedly witches couldn't fly through though. Apparently witches can levitate on cleaning supplies, resurrect from the dead, and curse their enemies to an eternity of torment, but a 45-degree angle is a no-fly zone. Yep, we don't really quite see the logic either, but we're thankful it didn't last too long. Number 4. Dog poop. Dog poop is something that generally plagues the streets. From lazy, inconsiderate owners who don't pick up after their dogs in public areas to dogs who just do it in the first place. It's unpleasant, it smells, and it's hard to get off if you stand in it. Standing in some fresh dog waste is enough to ruin someone's day, and shoes for that matter, but according to the French, it is actually very lucky. Why? Well, we're not sure exactly. Maybe it's because your significant other will get so sick of the smell that they will shell out for you to get some fresh new kicks. This isn't the only country that believes in poop equals to good luck. In fact, Russians are said to think that if a bird takes a poop directly on you, your car, or any part of your property, then you will become rich. That must mean buy checks in the post. With these superstitions, it makes you wonder if people actually want to get pooped on. Number 3. Anti-aging acorn. Women and men all over the world spend a fortune on skincare. In fact, the cosmetic industry is one of the most lucrative empires out there. It's thought that the average American woman will shell out a whopping $300,000 on beauty products in her lifetime. Just think about what else you could do with that money besides buy cream for your face. According to British history, they're all missing out on a trick that could save them a lot of money. Author of the Encyclopedia of Superstitions, Richard Webster, women used to carry acorns in their pockets to keep them looking youthful. The oak tree was thought to prolong the lifespan of an individual as well as ward off aging and illness. What's more, if you wanted to be fertile and bear children, don't eat lettuce. It might sound completely insane, but hey, this was a time where they still believed the world was flat, so who could blame them? Number 2. Curse of the Opal Stone. A lot of superstitions like to revolve around luck. If you break something, you've had it. If you wear opal, you've had it too. While at one time this was one of the most popular stones, author Sir Walter Scott soon tarnished its reputation with the release of his book Anne of Justine in 1829. In the story, Lady Hermione wore the stone only to be accused of being a demon affiliated with Satan himself after holy water was dropped on it and it changed color. Maybe people were easily influenced at the time, or maybe they knew something that we don't, but the opal market crashed after the book was released. It completely destroyed the urge for it, and people chose other precious stone to wear instead. Prices dropped so sharply that you could pick up the stone for less than 50% of what it would cost prior to 1829. It's a sad state of affairs when a fictional story ruins your favorite fashion. If we all let movies and novels affect us this badly today, we'd all be walking around avoiding the color red and thinking that vampires really do exist. And of course, they don't, right? And finally, coming in at number 1, we have opening an umbrella indoors. Raise your hand if your mother ever screamed at you when you tried to pull up an umbrella before you'd even left the house. Yep, me too. Contrary to popular belief, the superstition brings more upon the offender than simply bad luck. According to ancient lore, it dates back at the times where umbrellas were more widely used as parasols to protect an individual from the sun. If you were silly enough to open one indoors, then you were seen to be insulting the sun god himself, who would then place 1,000 curses on your unworthy head. Another theory suggests that an umbrella literally protects you from the storms of life, not just your run-of-the-mill rain cloud. By opening one inside, you're basically putting a middle finger up to all of the spirits that protect your home, who incidentally also protect you from all of the bad things in life. It's a little complicated to grasp, so it's best to leave that brolly on the hook until you're safely on the other side of your front door. Who wants to anger a god when your day has already been ruined by the rain? So that has been the top 10 crazy superstitions all around the world. If you did enjoy the video or found it interesting, then why not go check out one of our other videos by clicking a video on screen now. Before you do that though, as always, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you do not miss a single upload. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you in the next video. Headed dog called Cerberus before going in front of 3 judges to give a comprehensive account for their lives. Number 9. Unlucky ladder. There's no secret that walking underneath the ladder is thought to give a person a bad luck, but what you may not know is that it is actually reversible. So fear not, because we have a cure for visit people, although they were supposed to remain in their own land and never cross to the land of the living. Many cultures believe that animals have a special ability to either see into the realm of the departed themselves or alert the living when a ghost is nearby. According to the ancient Greeks, once the soul has passed, they would cross over to the other side and pass by a 3. It seems like there's almost nothing that isn't attached to an old wives' tale. Some of them make little to no sense at all and are downright weird. So let's take a look at the 10 of the strangest superstitions across the world. Number 10. Dogs see ghosts. Have you ever wondered why your dog stares into space or barks when there's absolutely nothing there? We convince ourselves that it's a shadow or a bug we just can't see. But according to Greeks, it's because they can actually see ghosts. It might sound a little odd, but a lot of ancient cultures hold very strong supernatural beliefs, with the afterlife being highly revered. It was commonly thought that loved ones who have passed on would come back to Hey everybody, how's it going? Extreme Trends here. Superstitions are all around us. You can't walk on cracks in the pavement, see a magpie, or cross paths with a black cat without someone telling you that you need to be careful. Whether we like it or not, society is rife with ancient prophecies that warn you never to break a mirror or risk having bad luck for 7 years.